Full Gospel Baptist Cathedral, located in Amityville, New York, along with my co-host, Bishop Stephanie Riddle Green of the Joshua Baptist Cathedral in the Green Lawn section of Huntington. We want to give a shout out and we want to commend our President of the United States for the marvelous job that he did on last evening. I wrote in a blog posting earlier today that he once more has demonstrated why he was the best person for the job. The way that he crafted this presentation certainly made all of America proud, and those of us who are members of the faith community certainly appreciate and are grateful for the way that he has elevated this conversation about health care reform into a moral and ethical discussion. His reference to the character of our country certainly affords us an opportunity to see that this is more than mere politics, but it indeed is something that we need to do. Like so many of you, I was disappointed over the actions and the behavior of Congressman Joe Wilson, and delighted to hear that he has apologized, and we're not going to spend a great deal of time on that. I do think that there is a dignity and a decorum that is afforded the office of the president, and when you're talking about one of the most prestigious institutions on the face of the earth, the U.S. Congress, it certainly requires a behavior and an expectation of a behavior that certainly was violated on last night. From the floor, the convention floor of the National Baptist Convention, I have just heard in the last 20 minutes the results of the election of the National Baptist Convention being held this week in Memphis, Tennessee, have been concluded. I want to thank Pastor Norman Scott, who is speaking to me from the floor of the convention. He has made me aware that 5,000 votes were cast in this presidential election between Julius Scruggs and Henry Lyons. Henry Lyons received just a little more than 900 votes out of the 5,000 that were cast, and of course the new president, Reverend Julius Scruggs, received 4,086 votes. 4,086 votes. And so our congratulations to Reverend Julius Scruggs and to the National Baptist Convention. Well, listen, beloved, you're listening to the Bishop's Roundtable. This is Bishop Andy C. Luter of the Hollywood Full Gospel Baptist Cathedral. Our guest tonight is Minister Frances L. Bell. She is a local practitioner of homeopathic medicine and holistic healing, and we're just delighted and fascinated over this conversation that we're having with her. Minister Bell, there is historically a fragile tension between traditional medicine that comes out of the Greek culture with the Hippocratic Oath and that sort of thing. And of course, there have been other cultures that have been in touch with healing and restoration, independent of that particular venue and that particular genre. Talk again about how people have healed themselves over the years, independent of that which is board certified and FDA and all of the traditional medical institutions that we have come to assume might be the only way to heal ourselves.
Well, one of the greatest things that's happening right now is the fact that President Obama is so for preventive measures in terms of getting the body fit and staying fit rather than waiting until we get sick to try to heal the body. So when we talk about preventative measures, we're talking about changing the eating habits, thinking about chiropractic care, thinking about acupuncture. These are all things that do help the body in various ways, and they all do work. Thinking about the herbs that grow, some grow even wild that you may not even know about. Herbs that we use in our cooking, for example, that we may not think has a healing property, but it does. Cinnamon, for example. Bay leaves, for example. These are things that we eat all the time, but not realizing or having a knowledge that they really are healing. If you have a cinnamon tea, a teaspoon of cinnamon in a cup of hot water is great for constipation. which somebody may not know that, but instead of going out buying a laxative, which is chemically grown or chemically made, then you could go the natural way of using cinnamon.